Hi, this is Gary Huff, and I'm the city manager of Piqua, and welcome to our city. Today we're standing in front of the Fort Piqua Plaza, very historic and monumental facility here in the city of Piqua. And joining me also is Fred Enderle, who is the former city manager. And Fred, thanks for being with us today.
My pleasure, Gary.
And you were involved with this whole project from start to finish, and I wanted to check with you and share with everyone the history behind the building.
Yeah, my history is a very short one in terms of the history of the building. As you can see, the building was built in 1891. I came in the last 6 years of the project, the fun part, when the place got rehabbed. But it was built in 1891. The Orr Statler building started out as a hotel, remained a hotel till the mid-70s, and then they tried to rehab it in a number of ways, and nothing was successful. And it sat vacant for probably more than 10 years. And then in the late 90s, just before he departed Piqua, the then city manager was able to convince a local business entrepreneur to acquire the building and deed it to the Piqua Improvement Corporation,
right,
to try to get it to get it rehabilitated.
And I think at that time, Fred, it was in pretty bad shape.
Oh, it was terrible shape, yeah. You know, looking at it right now and walking through it as often as I do, it's getting to the point where it's hard to remember how bad it looked. But it was terrible. I mean, the floors were rotting. There were places up on the third and fourth floor where you couldn't walk. You had to walk around them, or you'd have fallen through right to the basement. Pigeon droppings all over the place, all kinds of animals in there. It was really a deplorable condition.
Well, we're on the fourth floor of the Fort Piqua Plaza in the executive boardroom, and I have with me Ruth Kuhn. Ruth has been involved with the Plaza project from the get-go also, and you know, Ruth, one of the things that I've found amazing, not only from the structure and the complexity of making this project happen, but also the amount of community involvement in this. And I know that you've been in it from the beginning, and I was hoping, can you share a little bit about some of what went on with the community and how much contributions came in from the community?
You know, Gary, that probably is one of the most fantastic stories, I think, that Piqua has to share with other communities. When Fred Enderle was telling you about how we wanted, or we had to acquire the national tax credits, or the federal tax credits, well, that group came back to the city and said, we need to find out if your community is going to invest themselves in this project. Right. So here was the caveat. They gave us 10 days to raise $4 million. So this group called the Hotel Library Legacy Alliance, which had been formed to do the fundraising, sat around, and we did have some very dark days thinking, can we really raise $4 million in 10 days? And you know, we did. There were some major donors who stepped up to the plate, and they themselves contributed a total of $3 million. And then we went directly to the community, and the community stepped up with another $1 million. So within 10 days, we showed this group that yes, indeed, Piqua did want to get behind this project financially, and we raised $4 million. And I'll tell you to date, now that was back in 2006, 2007, and we had pledges. And we did a report just recently, which I think I spoke to you about. In those pledges, sometimes you expect, oh, maybe 20% of people not paying. There was less than 1%. Yeah, I think that is another fabulous story also for this town. So it was a $22 million restoration project in a community of only 20,000 people, which is outstanding. And then eventually this beautiful restored building won the National Preservation Trust Award.
That's great.
And when Fred Enderle and Lorna Swisher and I went down to Nashville to accept that award, I think that year there were maybe 21 awards. And amongst the towns were San Francisco, New York, Charleston, and Piqua, Ohio.
That's amazing.
It was fabulous.
Yeah.
It's a great, great story.